Hey, it's Deb Timmerman. Hello, hello. Good
Hey,
afternoon, Barb. Fletcher, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Happy to be jumping in here today to have a conversation with you. That's our usual Tuesday chant.
Yeah, and I have something on my mind. Imagine that.
Go figure.
I wanted to talk a little bit today about the concept of neutrality and how we can use that for healing the great divide, relationships, this
Hmm.
polar opposite of where we are politically in our families, COVID thoughts, all of that. And at Heart Math, they do a lot of research around that whole ability to shift your body to a neutral state. So that's what's on my mind, and I thought that
Mm.
we could share today.
Yeah, being neutral is not something that most people are good at. In fact, people's success has often been achieved from a place where they had control over things. And when we're moving into neutral, we're actually detaching a lot from the outcome. We're just allowing things to happen. And so, it's new and it's a bit of a stretch for a lot of people to think about finding that space of neutral.
So, how do you shift your body into a space of neutral when your head is going crazy with thoughts and emotions?
Mm, exactly, because that's how we've solved all of the bits in our life is actually to be in control and being triggered by those emotions and the things that are actually going on. Oh
Your
dear,
dog. That's all right.
sorry about that.
That's real life. So, when we think about getting to that place, typically when we have a conversation, we're already in the point or maybe thinking about in our head how someone is making you feel or
Mm,
they're triggering in you that makes you have these emotions that come up. And when we talk about shifting to neutrality, it means that we have to simmer those emotions down before we engage. So, in your opinion, if we're able to get to that, what does that do to the conversations? Or what have you seen in your practice?
well, I one of my favorite things of all time is, moms who say to me, I go home and I don't have enough energy for my children and everything just comes apart. We can't get meals done, we can't get homework done. And I say to them, the practice that I share with individuals is, you practice this. And for many, I say to them, before you get out of the car and go into the house, I want you to practice this. And invariably, after they come back a week later, 1 week, they come back and they say, "You're not going to believe this. My kids have changed." And I say to them, no, 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 no. Your children did not change. You changed. And you arrived essentially in that neutral space. You were successful in toning down, turning down the volume on whatever might have happened during the day, and arrived at your home ready to begin the next part of your day in neutral. And so it's pretty amazing what you're able to do in just a very short period of time.
So last night we have a women's group that meets, and once a month we do coaching. And I typically sit back and run the sound and the other things, and Barb does the coaching. So the person who was the mentee last night, or the coachee, was talking about how she learned from an early childhood, her set points were in place, and she was super angry, and she took that anger to her job, and she was working in public service. It didn't
Hmm.
go well at that job. She stopped out, And now 6 years later, she's been practicing. And she was sharing about how different her life has been over the course of those 6 years because of the ability to step back and downshift and get into that place of neutral. And in fact, life has been great for her from relationships and all kinds of other things because she's able to engage differently. So I have this sort of wish or dream that everybody could do that, because we do get our dukes up. And the reason we get our dukes up is it's what's designed in our biology to do. So if we want a different outcome, we have to use different tools.
And it's not a huge stretch. It's just like those moms who said to me, they have nothing left to give when they get home. And yet, if they can practice a couple of minutes in the car before they go in, they get the recharge that's needed. So it's not like some, difficult yoga positions. If you're practicing this tool while you're sitting in the car just before you go in the house, it's you don't need a yoga mat, you don't need any weights, you just need to know the practice and make a choice.
So you may have seen that we published a new class that's coming up, and it starts on March 1, and that's what we're going to explore, that whole concept of neutral. And the title of the class is called Shifting from Stress, Anxiety, and Overwhelm. And we'd invite you to participate with us. I'll put the link again down below. But just notice for the next day or two, how often are you able to get to neutral? And is that a skill that would benefit you in your home life, your work life, your community life? And if it is, please reach out. Any last words, Miss Barb?
Nope, sounds good.
Okay,
Looking
this is a
forward
quick
to it.
one, but we'll pop off. So
Right.
thanks for watching, and we'll talk again soon.
Ta-ta.
For more tips on living life with less stress and more heart, please follow us on social media or check out our website at lessstressandlife.com.